Hello, I'm Temi Adelaide, your host for Summer Eats in Somerville. As we all know, restaurants have that one special thing that makes them different from the others. Well, we're here to see what that is. I'm in front of Juliet on Washington Street to speak with Josh Lewin, who's the co-owner and head chef at Juliet. Let's see what he has for us. Hi Josh, how are you?
Hi, I'm great. Thanks for coming.
Thank you, thank you. So, what can you tell us about Juliet?
Well, Juliet is here kind of all day. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner 5 days a week with brunch on the weekends. And we operate kind of three businesses in one almost. So we are I'd say one of the most unique dining experiences in Somerville. We serve a tasting menu that's built around a story, and that story kind of changes throughout the year, and it has an arc to it. So throughout the year, if you're like really paying attention to what we do, you'll see us take you through points A, B, and C, and then wrap it all up toward the end of the year, and it all comes together. But at the same time, we operate a cafe, which is here for breakfast and lunch and coffee, food to go, or just a simple place to have a meeting during the weekdays, as well as a fairly casual but full-service brunch. And on Sunday night, we do something completely different again and reinvent ourselves as Romeos at Juliet, serving all fresh pasta and sauces that we make here, and we just relax a little bit with our guests who we know from the neighborhood.
This is my first time here at this restaurant. It was absolutely fantastic. Really enjoyed the gazpacho. It was perfect for a hot summer day. I also had the sardine sandwich for lunch, and it was beautifully presented and absolutely delicious. So I'd recommend this place to anybody. It was really good.
Now, how frequently does the menu change?
Every 6 to 8 weeks, plus a few shorter runs for some holidays.
Okay, and how did you come about making it every 6 to 8 weeks? Why did you choose that duration?
Well, they're partly seasonal, and it's enough time to give us a chance to really come as close to perfect as we can with what we're doing. And it's funny, everybody, it's a lot of stress and a lot of effort to get the menu out in the first place, because it has to be right on day one.
Yeah.
Yes, it gets better through weeks 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, but it has to be ready for day one, and there's a lot of effort and stress and passion that goes into that. And then we have this funny little arc where we get a little bit comfortable, and just when we're getting ready to think that we've got it all figured out, that's when we start testing the new dishes for the menu that'll then change. If we tried to go too fast with it, I don't think it would give us time to really give us that information that allows us to bring these things back year after year with new changes and new iterations and a lot of noticeable improvements. So what we're hoping also is that we'll develop some fans around the Marseille March or around the Persian New Year, which is another menu that we produce, or we do a two-part series celebrating the Bouchon, or the restaurants traditional to Lyon, kind of cousins of the Parisian bistros. And what we're hoping is that, and we've seen this a little bit already with this Marseille March, is that we'll have people come back year after year excited to see what we've done, but also with a lot of memory and familiarity about why they came in the first place.
Been coming to Juliet for a little over a year. I've always had a great experience. I've come in on a weekend brunch, on a weekday quick breakfast grab and go, and the service has always been awesome and the food has always been great. What I like most about this place is that it's casual and comfortable, and you kind of feel like if you weren't at home having a cup of coffee, you were in somebody else's home. So I bring out-of-town friends here, and I'm happy to stop in here when it's convenient.
What are we cooking today?
Today we're cooking the mussels, which is the second supplement on the Marseille March tasting menu, and it's one of the real crowds, the showstoppers, the crowd pleasers on the current menu.
Oh wow, nice. Well, that's good to hear. I, for one, am not too big on mussels, but we're gonna see how that one goes.
I think I'm gonna change your mind.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. You guys, stay tuned for the cooking.
So we do a lot of this hard work ahead of time, so that our guests come in kind of 3 waves here at Juliet throughout the night, and they're expecting this experience that's very composed and put together and ready for them. And that requires a lot of preparation work ahead of time. So the chefs have been in here for hours already. This is our first day of our week. We're here on a Wednesday, totally sold out tonight. And we are prepared with everything to come together quickly once it's time to eat. So here we have the toast, and then these are the mussels marinated in saffron with the rouille here on the bottom.
I do love saffron.
Me too. Our saffron comes to us from Afghanistan, actually, where it's grown in repurposed opium fields, where the farmers have traded in the drug trade for the saffron trade. And it's funny, they actually make more money. Saffron's a very expensive spice, and we feel really good about it. And we another Boston-based company, or started in Boston company, Rumi Spice. They've recently moved to Chicago, growing quickly, but they were one of the early adopters of their Afghan saffron that we get through fair trade arrangements with the farmers.
Okay. And what is it that you're putting on the mussels now?
Here we have bronze fennel.
Oh, what?
Which is a fennel that grows without much of a bulb. It's really all about the fronds.
Okay.
We have some parsley and borage flowers. And the borage flowers actually grow along the coast, the south shore of Boston, near one of our favorite farmers, Eva, at Eva's Green Garden.
I love how you're doing that. I honestly could not remember all the names or where anything came from, but I think that that's really cool that you do.
Well, we've been working with Eva for a long time, and actually my partner and I, Katrina, we got our start as more of an events company than a restaurant company long before we had this little restaurant of our own. And the first event we ever threw was right in the garden at Eva. She has a big wood-burning stove outside, and it was a flower potluck party. So everybody brought their own flowers. Katrina taught an flower arranging class while I was cooking out of the wood oven, and that was I guess how we got our start.
That's pretty cool. And mind you guys, I'm not gonna lie, it is really, really hot in this kitchen. So if you see me just sweating, know why. There is a toaster right behind me, so.
That's what happens when you come back in the kitchen. Lots of hard work happening here, and very dedicated people doing it.
Absolutely. And what was this?
So this is just a finely diced mirepoix, so a little fresh crunch to bring all the flavors together. And then the two mussels on top are actually warm. The marinated mussels are cold, and these are warm just out of the oven with lots more parsley and garlic.
Okay. So Josh, I'm not gonna lie to you, I've never really been big on mussels, so I'm kind of excited but worried at the same time.
Well, I think we're gonna have a mussel conversion today.
Okay, alrighty. Okay, I'm ready to try it.
You're ready to try? So mussels are all about sharing, especially in these restaurants that we're trying to reference with this dish here, but also at the table at Juliet. When you come in, your tasting menu is automatically a 3-course menu.
Okay.
But then you kind of have the option to add these additional courses, of which the mussels here are one. And a lot of people, especially couples or people dining together, they will elect to share the extra dishes, which we don't mind, because it is already a good amount of food, but this just gives people a chance to have a couple bites and some more flavors and learn something more about what we're trying.
Absolutely.
The story we're trying to tell. Okay. So I would love to share this one with you.
Absolutely. Okay, thank you. Okay guys, Tammy's about to eat a mussel.
Are these your first mussels?
No, these would be my second. The first time I had it, I did not like it.
Well, this is going to be different.
Okay.
So I recommend it on the toast with the marinated mussels, and then we can pick up the baked mussels here like an oyster.
Okay. Okay, so that was like really good.
Good. Well, I was hoping that I was going to get the rest to myself, but I guess we'll have to share it.
I am so sorry. But yes, no, that was just really, really good.
Great.
Guys, I'm not gonna lie, this is really good, and wow, okay.
So one thing about these mussels too, I love mussels in most of their forms, but these mussels are actually from Cape Cod. They're grown and raised in Chatham, just off the coast of the Cape. And a lot of the mussels that you see around town are Prince Edward Island in Canada, and they're great too.
Yeah.
But this fishery in Chatham actually helped revitalize an economy that was struggling with the groundfish and the cod and lobster and scallops and some of those traditional fisheries that have been struggling in recent years.
Yeah.
A group got together, banded together, and created this mussel farm. And most mussels are farmed through aquaculture. And like oysters, which we have a rich tradition of in New England, mussels actually clean the ocean and are good for the ecosystem that they're raised in. And they're farmed in the open ocean.
Yeah.
So doing something not only really good for the economy of Massachusetts, but good for our water too.
Well, that concludes our first episode of Summer Eats in Somerville. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we'll see you all next time.